Today I'm walking in downtown Mystic, the historic district that you'll see is along the banks. This leads into the river, or the ocean actually, and right there is the famous drawbridge. And there was a fire there. Well, first of all, if you like Mystic and historical Mystic, you have to follow my friend Elizabeth Sadie at Elizabeth Visits, because she has some of the best footage of the old boats going through that drawbridge. And it's got such a unique history. I mean, just look at how gorgeous this is. Does it not get any better? And it's just before storm is supposed to start. So it's like the perfect time to experience what it's gonna be like in Mystic. There's a lot of ice cream shops, and I'm going to get oysters because I like oyster Hudsons or Rockefellers. I don't know what they're called. And I'll include some history too, which will be pretty cool. But it's funny, I mean, I live about an hour from here and I still can't get enough of how beautiful this is. It's so if you've ever been to Mystic, Connecticut, you'll appreciate what it's like. But just look at the clouds. So where I live in Glastonbury, it is torrential thunderstorms right now. So it's only about an hour away, and it should be heading down to the shore. But here we're gonna walk over the drawbridge, and you'll experience, I'll show you both sides where the boats come in. And it's bustling this time of year. But there's a lot of, that's where I'm gonna go get my oyster Rockefellers. They're baked with a cream sauce and they're absolutely delish. But look at this bridge. Now there was a fire here, I believe it was about 12 years ago. It almost devastated the entire town. But this drawbridge is man-made, or man-made. It's there's a man up there and you can see him right now. I'll zoom in for you. See right there? And that's his job, to see when the boats come in, and he will man the tower, which is and there's a famous ice cream shop right there along the water that you can walk and look at this, look at the history. So there's somebody here all the time, 24/7. And there's some of the history of the drawbridge. But right there is the famous homemade ice cream shop. And you can sit along the banks. And over here, you can just look at the view. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? There you go. I mean, that is just stunning. So you can walk all along here, and there's shops and restaurants. It's quite the experience. Right now it's not as busy as it was when I first drove through the center of town. I think because people are probably eating. But this is what they had to replace. So the entire town was in jeopardy when they had a fire there. And they thought they could lose everything. But they were able to save it. And then, I don't know if you saw, there's a place here called Mystic Pizza. It's where Julia Roberts got her start before she even did Pretty Woman. And that's up at the top of the hill over here. And there's some local bookstores you can support. And it's just great to get out and about and experience what the town and the state has to offer. But right now it's a Friday evening, so there's a lot of people that are probably going to be getting ready to go to dinner. It's one of these restaurants. See, parking is hard to find. It's pretty neat. I got all these cool shops. So I'm gonna take you as far as Mystic Pizza. And they have a lot of memorabilia because that's where they actually did the filming of Mystic Pizza. And that is right over here. As you can see, they have pictures of Julia Roberts and all the stars. There's a local bookstore, and it's right there. That building. Is that not cool? So, a lot of side streets, a lot of famous writers live around here. It's really a cool place to go. But there's Mystic Pizza. And that's where the movie was part of it was done. And they closed out all this area. I was actually an extra in that movie back in the 80s. And there was another place, they have Mystic Pizza 2, which is where they did a lot of their filming. So I just wanted you to experience downtown Mystic. There's so much that Connecticut has to offer. So here we are walking the other direction. We're gonna go over the bridge back to the oyster bar. Kind of gives you a sense of where, of course I zoom in on the garbage cans, but this is where the fire was. And it's obviously cleaned up nicely. But this has been a fun day. So I would love to know if you've been to Mystic before. As we walk by the ice cream shop and then over the drawbridge, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get to see the drawbridge open. But that kind of wreaks havoc on the traffic. I don't mind though, because I'm walking. I'm in no rush. I think more people should enjoy life. There's the famous ice cream place. It's well known and popular. Look at the architecture of this. You can see. Just look at the quality. There we go. Focus in a little. It's so calm. It's like the calm before the storm. And that deck right there, they usually have tables where you can go sit out on. And boats can actually dock and go get some ice cream. It's pretty neat. So you see the history of, and I'll show you what the water, actually here's the history, but I'll include it in the description so you can read all about this in the description of the video. But actually right there is where they have like the Christopher Columbus boats and stuff in Mystic. And they have, my friend Elizabeth knows more of the history, but you can actually see them right there in the distance. I will zoom right there. Can you see those guys right there? The tall ships. Zoom in. There they are. Is that not cool? What great history. Okay, so as we head over to my restaurant, oh, there's waves, so I don't know what's happening. Oh, I bet you they're going to be closing the bridge soon, so that's why I gotta go over that. And just look at how pretty that is. So that's where I'm going to have my oysters. Quite an experience. And this is the other side. Drawbridge again, which I showed you before. Isn't that pretty cool? And I love the gardens here because they such a beautiful time of year. Early summer. Actually, we haven't had the first day of summer yet, but you probably will. Look right here, you can walk or sit along there. Look how cool that is. They have a 30-minute cruise. I also want to show you this little lighthouse over here before I go in for my oysters. The artwork that they do, that they put into this is just amazing. That's a fish. Let's see. Right there. And then across the street, you can see there is a little lighthouse. And there's walking and restaurants all along this way as well. My friend Elizabeth can explain more about the town because she's actually a restaurant reviewer here. And she has a great channel. There's a little local bus stop in the Anchor. Whoopsie daisy. Whenever I go whoopsie daisy, you know I have an issue. There's the history about the Anchor, which I'll include in the description. And look at this, Liberty Pole Square. How neat is that? Is dedicated to the citizens of the Mystic River Valley. What happened to my phone? Ah, just went haywire on me. Sorry about that. Liberty Pole Square is dedicated to the citizens of Mystic River Valley, past, present, and future. That is so cool. Well, thank you for tuning in.